as a review of the 5 tips, we're going to talk about the number 5 in a moment. Number 1, control the center for the entire game. Number 2, develop your pieces as quickly as possible. Here in this illustration, you have both knights, both bishops have been put out in a place that's useful. Number 3, weak castle. Protects the king, gets the king away from the center, and also brings the rook closer to the center. Very important. Number 4, always watch what your opponent's doing. Pause. Look at your options before you move. And the last tip, which really makes a lot of sense, is to have a plan and to be patient when you work your plan. So in this illustration, the game is even. The knight and the bishop are worth 3 points each. So basically we're even, and we're kind of the same here. So for me, I'm going to try to see if I can get an advantage in the center. So I might try to attack the bishop here, which also provides me with an escape route for my king at the same time, and frankly forces the black army to make a decision. Are you going to move back? Are you going to take the knight? Like, I want you to make a decision here. So let's say he takes the knight, and here again I don't want to take it with the pawn because it creates a weakness. I'm going to take it with the queen, and now I'm offering queens. That's part of my plan because I want to clear the board, because for me it'll be a little easier to control the center. So now black has to make a decision. So black can move away from the center, or he can take the queen. Let's say black takes the queen, and I retake with the pawn. Now, I agree that this creates a weakness in front of the king. However, we already have the queen, the bishop, and the knight off the board. So now I have extra pawns supporting this. So maybe I'll continue to move the pawn here, or move the pawns here. You know, I'll consider to move the rooks in the center. But this would be my plan. But number 4, I must watch what the opponent does. Have a plan and be patient. So just as a review, number 1, control the center. For the entire game, think of this as a bullseye. Controlling the center the entire game, not just the first few moves. Number 2, develop your pieces as quickly as possible. You can see both knights and bishops have been moved somewhere useful. Number 3, castle. Moving the king away from the center, behind protection, behind bodyguards. Also, the rook is closer to the center. Number 4, always watch what the opponent is doing. Even though you're thinking you're going to do something, take a pause and look at all your options before you move. And number 5 is to have a plan and be patient. So in this case here, it's white's move, and my plan is to trade some pieces perhaps and strengthen my center, to have an advantage in the center. So I'm going to move this pawn and attack the bishop and force black to do something. Black can move away somewhere, or black can take the knight. So let's say he takes the knight. I can take it with the pawn, but that creates that weakness here. So I'm going to take it with the queen and offer a trade. Now black can move away, or black can trade. So let's say black trades. And now I will take it with the pawn. And I know that this does create a weakness here, but the queen, the bishop, and the knight are off the boards. And now I can strengthen the center. So my plan may be to continue to strengthen the center with maybe both the rooks, maybe move the king up, maybe move the pawns up in some way, but I'm always looking to control the center, to continue to develop my pieces, and always watching my opponent's move and being patient.